Ah, here we go. There we go. Now you guys should get the fucking box. Hmm. Whoa, what was that? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe so. Nice. Right? Like, hold on. Making sure. I believe we're good. Think so.
Well, if we're good to go,
Yeah, we're good.
I got my audio on. I mean, the champ has his audio on. Welcome to the elitist. Just like that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties there. When I say we, I mean Jeff Starr had some technical
Fucking Twitch.
difficulties.
Fucking Twitch.
Uh, Twitch, you, combo of both. Doesn't really matter whose fault it is, really. We're here now. Uh, Unlike a certain other group of people that run shows, we are here. Uh, I don't mean anything by that. I'm just saying
Yeah, you
that.
do. Come on. Entice the phone call.
I'm just saying a lot of the league members didn't have any entertainment last night. That's all I'm saying. That's the best I could do. Welcome to the show. We get the champ. The champ, Mr. Pogs, is in the house. Welcome, Pogs.
Hello. Hi, guys.
How's it feel, man? Real quick. We're not going to dive into the series yet, man. I just want to know how it felt. I know you were down and it wasn't looking good, but you're here now. What's the view like
Uh,
at the top, man?
the best way I can describe it now is I feel like ability. Like I just love everybody. I love everything. I got up in the morning and I just knew everything was great. Everybody around me is awesome. So I think I feel like ability now is the best way I could describe it.
So now you know what it's like to be ability.
Yes. Yes, correct.
It just loves everybody, loves everything.
Yeah.
Well, good, man. Congratulations, and we will dive into that later. Sober, how you doing this week?
Doing good, doing good. Excited that it's Friday. Had a long ass week of work.
Yeah, same. Where do you want to start tonight? Because normally we would just kind of dive into the series, but we got another guy coming probably in about 15 minutes or so from the other side, so we're gonna save it from there. What do you want to hit up first, man?
Oh
It's your
shit,
world. I'm
man.
just living in it, man.
Shit. The draft pool just closed. That's the thing.
Okay.
Getting ready for the new season.
What's the
What's
final count?
fuck. Here you go. Ask me all these questions. I don't
Well,
know off the top of my
fucking.
head, but I could
I
look that
think it
up
was
for you.
13 teams. I think that the last I heard, there probably wasn't going to be enough full-time signups to make 14 for the summer season. Which, you know what, even for a summer season, 13 is still really good. So I got
Yeah,
no issue
total
there.
total. It looks like there was 91
Yeah,
total.
that's sounds about right then. So
Oh.
91.
And
What do
there's
you
some new
notice
guys
about some
again
of
too.
these
That's
signups,
shit.
man?
Well,
Yeah, there are some new guys.
yeah, like Kuzi was his Rye guy X9. He's
Uh-huh.
been a long time vet in other leagues and stuff, and he signed up this season. Got Joe Fist coming back. There's
Beastly
quite a
Jesus coming back, right? Is
yeah,
that right?
yep.
Yeah.
Sabby's back. Um, so there's some names coming back. There isn't all that many new names to the league. Uh, you got the Vic Loves. You
There's a
got
handful.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a
There
handful, but they come with good references. So
Yeah, and they're not. It's not like we're getting overblown by what was it last summer when we went up to like 16 teams or whatever it was? And we had that huge
yeah,
influx. That was crazy shit.
yeah, that was tough. That was tough. Who were the champs there? Was that the Swift Pups? Oh, anyway,
Yeah, I think you're right. The
yeah,
other thing I wanted to
they were
touch
pretty
on
good.
about the draft pool though is that the players that are going from a position that they've always played, like say a D-Mart, for an example, has always been a forward, and now he's going to strictly D. Um,
Hmm.
and then I think Odd might be a guy that typically only plays D, and now he's trying to play forward.
Hmm.
Just
Well,
seeing
I mean,
seeing
we've seen this
possibilities.
before.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you saw it with Stealth. Luka D did it. He did a full season on defense. Looks like Dan's going to do the same thing. Odd guy's going to do the same thing, except reverse, flip it up to forward. What do you feel about that? Like, what do you feel about a top guy like D-Mart just going, you know what, fuck it, I'm not, you know what, I'm not scoring goals for all you fucking muppets. You know what I mean? Fuck it, I'm gonna go play D and you score the fucking goals.
So we had a little G chat about it, and all he said was he's sick of the baby bumps, baby pokes, baby bumps. So he's like,
Oh, he
fuck it,
hates
I'll
him.
go to D and get the baby
Uh,
pokes.
but he hates the baby bumps, man. He can't stand it. We were playing the other night. Just fucking. That's his number one complaint. But he's not wrong either. So there's that.
But
Um,
he's a very smart
I
player
like it
though,
though.
so I do
Yeah, that's
too.
and yeah, and I use Luca as an example of, oh, gee, what is Demart's draft value now? Like, yeah, it's gonna fall. He's not gonna go top three anymore. But how far does he fall? Does he fall out of
Hmm.
round one? Luca didn't. He still went round one, but it was late, right? He went like 10th. So I don't know if you see like a same thing for Dmart, but I don't know if people had seen Luca play D. He did a lot of scouting on D, and he was very good. He's a defensive player to begin with, so usually guys like that can make that transition pretty easily. How do you see Dmart doing it?
Just watching him when he was playing center quite a bit for our team last season, and I think he has it in him. I'll be interested to see what his penalty minutes look like at the end of the season. Just because
They're always low, aren't they?
right, but being that he's not used to playing D, if he gets flat-footed once or something, is he gonna trip the guy instead of you know what I mean? Not having that
No, I
backup.
hear you.
If he's the backup guy, just that'll be interesting to see if his penalty minutes go up higher, just because of the nuances of playing D compared to playing forward. But
Well,
other
I'll
than
ask
that,
this.
I think
Pogs,
he
you're a
can handle it.
captain. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Pogs, if you're a captain, right, and you're drafting, you have a late round first. Is he on your radar on D only?
I think that good players um, will generally figure it out. The perfect example of that is this year with Master America. A notorious high-end, high caliber forward, never really played D. It sometimes takes a little bit to figure out. I mean, we went 1-5 in the first week. I think we had some trouble. He had some trouble adjusting to some new roles and responsibilities. But ultimately, I really think that good players kind of figure it out. And so somebody like D Martin might take him if a few weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know how much D he plays just in life or in general. So it might
Hmm.
take him a few weeks, but it's one of those guys that once he figures it out, it's going to be a high impact for your team. So having a late pick like that, maybe late first, early second, I think it's worth a gamble. I mean, what kind of quality thumb skill a guy has. So taking that thumb skill and getting that kind of ability at the end of the first round or beginning of the second round, something like that, I think that could be a really good value for anybody that picks that late.
Let me two-part question for you. Now that you brought a couple things up, where did you take Master America? It was round two, correct?
I No, I took him 11th overall.
So you
You,
did you
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 had
had two
back
first
stacks or
rounders?
something, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
had a ninth round pick or ninth overall. I took Surprise Me, and then 11th I took Mastery.
Well, here's the thing too, in my opinion. Like, if you don't have two first rounders there, you're still taking surprise me. I mean, maybe you have a second round pick, so let's say in the middle. Maybe he falls there. I don't know, but since you had the first two rounds back to back, you went, 1-2 punch, bang, give me my guy, give me surprise me, and give me this guy that I know he could play forward excellently, which I hope translates to D. So there's that. Like, would you think he would have fallen if you didn't do it right there? Like, how far would he have fallen as a rookie? I know people knew who he was, but
Not, I don't think he was falling much further. I know that Gretzky's had interest in him at 18. I think he was going to go at 18
right. Yep.
if I didn't have those picks. So right in there, it's a little bit easier, I think, if you have a higher end skill level to kind of take on a project like that.
Yeah, when you had surprised me in
Whereas,
yourself. I mean,
right, where if you were a guy with some lower end, like a lower end skill level, I don't know if you're going to want to take, bite the bullet and take that huge of a risk, that early in the draft.
yeah, no, I agree. My second question was something. It was something. It was definitely something. Okay, so all right, having said that, do you think like for me, I think that people have to get the fact that it's Dmart out of their head. Okay,
Hmm.
so it's a sexy name, right? You put that sexy name on your roster. It didn't work for Desired Customs. It did work for you. Desired Customs took Luca earlier. It was like ninth or 10th or something, and it did not pan out. He did his job, but now you start the team with Desired Customs and Luca, you're already behind the eight ball because you don't have an offense yet in your third pick. You know what I'm saying? I guess it depends on who it is, but if it's me and I was the captain, and God knows I suck at captaining, but my initial thought would probably be not to take him there. I would hope he fell to me in round two. That would be my
Yeah.
thing with him.
If I took a guess based on, I don't know if there's any trades or anything made yet, but if I were to take a guess, I'd have him pegged for one of the back-to-back, no or Gretzky's or Schwartz picks,
Yep,
kind of in that 12 to 15 area.
that makes
So
sense. Yeah.
if I were to take a guess right now, that's kind of where I'd say he'd probably go. But I don't think you're going to see, you know, him fall into the late 20s or 30s. I don't think.
No,
There'll be
no, I
there'll
don't
be
think so.
somebody that'll take the risk of a new position well before that. So,
Sober, you see it any differently?
Well, the only thing I was gonna say is does that it kind of depends on the the team makeup, right? Because like say for instance, if you have a left wing and a center that are top notch, right? You can wait on taking a right wing later. You know, it might be a filler guy type of thing because Dmart, if he has an option, they can rotate. You know, if he gets a step up, do whatever, he can play more offensive, and the other guy could drop down. That'd be my only thing is you know looking at how the team's constructed too for how early
Yeah, that
it
makes
would take a
sense.
guy doing that change.
What about Odd Guy?
I played a shit ton of with Odd and late night club and shit, and he can do it playing forward. I mean, I peg him as a center. He knows the face-offs because obviously if you're playing center and he's on your team and you don't know the face-offs, he's gonna tell you how to win them. So there's that. But he plays a really good two-way game playing center. Um, that's I think what he used to play before he joined 239.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, I
I like
like
him at
I like the
forward.
movement. I like the D. You know, it's
Yeah, and I've seen him at forward quite a well, I don't want to say quite a bit, but at least a handful of games a while back. I really liked the way he moved the puck and he made smart decisions, and I think that he'll be a guy that might drop like third,
yeah.
fourth round. because of the position swap. I think that's a legitimate possibility, um, which somebody's going to be really happy with him. Somebody's going to take him to fill out their forward crops. You know what I mean? And I think they're gonna get more than they bargained for, which I think will be a pleasant surprise at forward, especially if you put him with capable players. He makes smart decisions and he can feed those guys. That's what you want in a
Just because
complimentary forward.
Kayla loves it so much. So she's the number 3 center in the league. He's number
Yep,
4.
for sure. Hmm.
He's number 4, right
Yeah,
behind her.
he'll probably be number 4, right behind Kayla. Yeah, I would imagine that would make sense. Um, she been doing any position swap, or she's still
No, she's still rocking the D.
okay? All right.
Hybrid D.
Moving hybrid. What was the next?
Well, the next topic we can do is we could say fuck our other guest because I've just been informed that he's at a bar with his business partner.
All right.
Here's his exact thing. Not looking good at the bar, lol. And I was like, Jesus Christ. He said, had to meet up with my business partner. Fridays suck for me. Son of a
Well,
bitch.
listen. If anybody knows anything about drinking, probably you. So you're gonna have to give him a pass on this one.
Yeah, fuck.
DMRX was supposed to be here tonight, man. He was gonna represent the losing squad in the finals.
Who was?
But he ain't gonna be here.
I already
DMRX.
forgot his name.
But he ain't gonna make it. He'd be good for throwdown.
Yeah, he breaks that shit down. Do it like an on-air mock.
Well, he had that, and you don't have to show up. You know what I mean? Shows don't actually happen, so like you don't have to be that punctual. Anyways,
at least he's drinking and not sleeping like some other person that.
yeah. Well, fuck it. Let's get into it, Pogs, man. You are the champ. You guys found yourselves in a 3-1 hole, and it was just a matter of time before they wrapped it up. How did you turn it around? Just the typical questions here, but like 3-1's pretty damning. You know what I mean? You're looking. The tunnel seems so far away when you're in that big of a hole in a series, even though it's just a game. And how'd you get the guys to snap out of it and rattle off 3 straight against a team that I don't think lost 3 straight very often, if at all?
Well, there's probably a lot to go into that. I did my final write-up today, and I touched on some of it. But for those of you that don't read, we went down 3-1. We went down 3-1 after that game 4. The thing the entire series is we actually really felt pretty good. We felt like we were playing really well. I don't think anybody had. There was no emo. There was no, all right, why aren't you doing this? Or, things that we have to change or anything like that. We just kind of assumed that, we thought we were, doing a good job of outplaying them. And we were really confident going into that second night. And then we lost the game 4. Really, I was actually pretty surprised. After that game 4, I think it might have been Bomber. He's like, well, we got to win 3 in a row now. We've done that, 9 times this season. We've swept. We've done that a bunch. So let's just go out and play. There wasn't any screaming. There wasn't any crying. It wasn't. Our parties in general were pretty relaxed and chill, and there's not a lot of chatter. There's celebration when we score goals, and that's about it. So we were pretty serious group, kind of as is. But there, we got a little bit of a pep talk. Say, hey, we got to score. We can beat them. We're feeling pretty good. And then we went to game 5 and had a fucking battle with Bad Boys. It was a 1-0 game that we came out on top of. I told Bob that his shutty there, was probably the biggest game of our season. He turned, not letting one up, kind of turned everything around for us. But yeah, man, I wish I could tell you some, big special aha moment happened, or we decided to change everything up, or anything like that. But really, we just went back to, went back to business. Just kept playing the same way we were playing. We had some problems night 1 with Bob. His internet connection was just fucking awful. We're talking 200 plus pings and 9 and 12% packet loss. We don't know how he even really got through the night.
Oh, that's nothing.
So,
18%. Come talk to
and
me.
yeah, and I don't even know how folks. I don't know how you would even play with like that sober. Like it's just not. I mean, it's night and day. They could basically on the first night, if they took a shot from a point, the fucking thing was going to go in. I don't know if they knew that at the time, but if they were to take any shot night 1 from the point, that was going to go in. And we lost that, so that's fine. He was probably bored with my story. Season 7's over. Don't give a fuck. Let's talk about it.
Wow.
I know. I bored him to. Oh, he's back. All right. He just needed a break.
Yeah, sorry, it showed you guys were connecting. Yeah, I'm here. I
Hey.
heard everything pretty much. Yeah, I only cut out for like 10 seconds there, so you're good.
So yeah, man, I don't know. So that was our game 5. Like I said, there wasn't anything drastic that happened. There wasn't any blow-ups. It was just we kept playing the way we've been playing all season, and surprised me and Flo and I played the same way we played for 2, and I played the same way I've been playing with Surprise Me since fucking forever. So, it was definitely a pivotal game. That game 5.
The one
If
thing,
there's
the one thing I want to ask is, did you notice a change in their play style as soon as you guys won game 5, won game 6, or even like midway through game 6? Because game 6 was kind of a
Yeah.
crapshoot, right?
Um, yeah, it wasn't in game 5. I think it was fought throughout. It was hard. It was a 1-0 game. Every folks just fucking buckled down on both sides, and we kind of had to will that one. Game 6, I thought they came out and played really well that first period. And then 2 things happened. And this is kind of, this is when we kind of knew that we finally had kind of softened up their D or broke their D a little bit, because they've been playing real staunchy, most of the series. But we had back-to-back breakaways in the middle of game 6. Surprised me, got behind somebody, and I got through the middle of the defense on a breakaway. So we had 2 breakaways game 6, and we didn't have a breakaway the entire fucking series other than game 6. So at that point, that's when, we probably got all of our confidence back, and they probably started to get sapped a little bit. Like I said, I couldn't really hear, obviously what they were talking about or not talking about in their party. Sober, you said you watched it, so I don't know if you got this kind of the same sense around that sort of time, but that's what I could see visually.
Yeah, and when I was watching it, that first breakaway that surprised me got that. I will just mention our other guest, Mr. Drug. I don't think I've heard him react like that in a very, very long time. There's about 6 fuck me's in about a 2-second slot. Like it was just fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, constant. Um, But the thing I noticed about the party is once they started getting down, they stayed in it for a little bit, and then you could tell that the mood just went south. Like it was there. Everybody was like, we still got time. We still got time. Move the puck quicker. Let's play our game. We've come back from this before. Blah blah blah. All that same rah rah stuff that everybody does in
Yeah.
parties when they start losing like that. And then it just flipped. Like everybody went silent. You didn't hear from anybody, and it was like pretty much a game and at least a period of just kind of silence.
Two things that I want to hit on now that you guys have pretty much covered the series very well. If there's one guy you can be really, really happy for, it's Peaceful Bob. You made the point, Pogs, how huge that was. If he lets even one in, you guys might already be mourning after game one. You know what I mean? In that game five, it was so big, and for a guy who had to fight for a long time to get a roster spot in this league, he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm a goalie now. The D thing ain't happening. I'm not cracking rosters. Fuck that. He goes and he gets himself in a position to be a really good goalie. And when you're on a really good team and you're a good goalie, this is what happens. So Bob's made a name for himself. Now he's a champion. I love it. I'm really happy for him. So congrats to Bob and of course all the Chili Con Carnage, but especially Bob, man. It's just a good story. And the second part is how do you, if you're in a series like that, right? You're in the finals, or even the playoffs, right? That happens on every team. I swear it does. You
Mm.
cannot stop it from happening. Like, is anyone able to stop that silence from happening? Because that's the worst thing. It's worse than people blowing up at each other. It's just nothing. It's just dead air. Nobody's talking. They're just going through the motions because they're pissed they're losing. How do you, like, as a captain, Pogs, I guess I'll defer this to you. Is there any way, like, when Chile first started the season and you guys were not hot right out of the gate, you're like 1-6 or whatever your start was. You did it the year before too. I don't know what the deal is, but that's neither here nor there. Like, is there a way to not let that creep in, that creeping doubt, that silence, and then it just goes downhill and you just keep getting scored on? I swear to God, I see it all the time.
Um, so I've been on different teams in different leagues, and it's tough to. I mean, just kind of thinking about it, it's. I mean, what do you want? It's almost what do you want somebody to do? Because, if you're getting your ass kicked, and somebody's laughing and joking around, I'm gonna get more pissed off. Like that's gonna piss me off. If somebody's giving me some bullshit rah rah shit, oh, we're gonna get them, keep press, whatever. That's not for me. That's not gonna do anything. So it's almost like, what do you want them to do? Um,
It's a fine
so
line.
like, yeah, and so for us, we started off slow. We started obviously down 3-1 in the playoffs. For the makeup of our team, it's a little bit different because we're all pretty relaxed and chill. At least Floden surprised me. I've known forever. And I guess Vinny too, Master for a while, and so that kind of helps. But I think maybe being on the same kind of wavelength or like mindset with that's just kind of how the party is kind of helped. But I don't know if you can prevent anything from going radio silence or, I mean, my question, what would you like to happen in that point? So, you know what I mean? Like, what do
Yeah,
you want to hear? You know?
I want talking. Like I don't want the rah rah speeches. Like, come on, I know we're down three, we got this. Nah, because that just makes you roll your eyes. I'm just putting myself in those
Mm.
shoes, right? I'm like, ugh, here we go. So no, I don't want the rah rah, but I think I want talking. I'd be like, all right, guys, let's just talk it out. Like, what do you want me to do here? Like, they're reading this, so how do you want to attack it? Let's just figure it out that way. Do you think dumping will work? You think like, all right, you go to the corner, send two, stuff like that. Just like talk out strategy. You don't have to be rah-rah about it. You don't have to be pissy about it. But I think just like talking it out You know, if it works, great. If it doesn't, at least it's not damning silent. And now you got to go into another game probably after you just, you know, the game's over and you get a bunch of this, you get a bunch of, well, that was good. Just and then it's just like a whole mood. And if you could just try to avoid that as best you can, and I know it's difficult because I've been in some slumps. Yeah, I've been in some crazy heaters too. It's high, you get really high, and all of a sudden you win 12 in a row, and then all of a sudden you lose 9 in a row. I've been on both ends, so yeah,
I've been on
it's
both sides
tough.
of those party things too, where it's well, for instance, take it this season. Perfect example was the night that the comments on Twitter or Twitch around the world when Demar said he was going to trade me and all that shit. So
Yeah.
you go from that party to the next one. I think we won the last game, but you go from one extreme to the other. Whereas like the biggest thing that I notice when the party goes negative like that, and everybody tries too fucking hard. Like, say you're down 3-0 in the third period, and everybody's pissed off because nothing's getting generated on offense. Well, now either your D man's gonna start carrying it more, trying to force the issue, or your forward isn't gonna like tunnel vision's gonna happen. They're like, I got to make something happen. So then they're gonna start, playing different, and then it rolls into the next game and the next game. Um, but the
Yeah,
party,
I hear you.
yeah, and the party thing, I'm with you. So I'd rather just be like, this sucks. I'm not gonna fucking laugh about it. I don't want to blame shit about it. But let's not go fucking silent
I
because
mean, yeah, fix it for the next game.
yep,
You're down 5-1 going into the third. Nothing's going right. Let's just try and win this period and then carry it. Like, figure it out right now. Take this L.
no,
Maybe come back, but most likely take this L and just work on being better. Beat them 3-2 in the period. Beat them 3-1 on the. Do something positive. Carry it into the next game, and be done with it. Like that's kind of how I feel about that. Um,
no. It,
Also, real quick, I also wanted to congratulate Figo. What a first season as
mm,
captain. I feel like, and don't take this the wrong way, Figo or Pogs, I feel like he did more with less. And I don't think that's a shot at anybody at all. I just think that Pogs' roster on paper was definitely better. That's all, just as a whole. So I
mm,
really think he did a real good job getting through playoffs, all his tough matchups, all the way up to the fucking finals with a 3-1 lead. They almost did it. They almost did it. I thought they were
all,
gonna, but
all the stuff with
they did a
with
great
the
job.
Pale's availability there for a little while, and I don't think
Yeah.
he really made any trades per se. Um,
No.
he swapped out Frangu for Pounders. I think he traded Pounders, but um, or something along those lines.
Yeah,
But
he may
yeah,
have done. Did he?
I
I don't
think
remember
he
now.
traded Pounders. Pretty sure. But for the most part, he kept the same team all season, no matter what was going on. When they were losing, when they were winning, it didn't matter. So that's you always gotta give it up to a
Yeah, I
captain that
was.
can go through that shit.
Yeah, rookie captain just went in there. He knew who he wanted. Like it's funny too. I think he took Pale fairly early to play center. A lot of people kind of rolled their eyes at that. How about now? The guy's a great center. So uh, it's just funny. You get cast into, oh well, Pale's a defenseman, Pale's a goalie, Pale's a defenseman. That mindset, and you just don't give him any due. And he certainly deserves due because he was one of the best ones in the league, in my opinion. Overall game, I mean. Um, so great job. That's about it. That wraps up the finals in my eyes, unless you guys want to touch on something else.
That was a
I,
fun watch.
I mean,
I'll say that.
yeah, it was fun to play in. I mean, for us at least, I'm sure they had a good time too. I mean, you don't get a lot of chances to do game sevens and finals, and I hope they had some fun. We definitely did. Um, you know, Love my team. That's it. I don't think I'll ever be able to top the amount of fun I had this season. So thanks all of Chili Con Carnage for a great season.
Yep. Yep.
So
And
I saw you make a post. Are you seriously, once you get the belt, are you taking it to Atlanta City?
There is, yes. So we started talking about this about halfway through the season, when things started to shape up and we were looking good. And I said, look, if because Cody that's flown, and Bombers is one of his buddies. His name's Kevin, and Vinny, who's master. They all kind of live relatively close there, out in the New Jersey, New York area. And I said, look, if you guys give me a championship, I'll come out and we'll party. And so we kept talking about it. Different shit got added into it, left and right. Like, we became this whole huge thing. And and then surprised me, who lives in fucking British Columbia in Canada. Said, you know what? Fuck it. If we win it, I'm gonna come out too. And so it became this whole fucking thing. We're taking that son of a bitch to the club. I'll get a picture with the stripper and the belt. I told Chloe I'm a little bit older, but you find me a beer bong. That belt will do some beer bongs. Um, it's gonna have a good time. I'm gonna take that thing everywhere I go. I'm going to Mexico. That thing might cross international borders. Um, just so I have some company. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll make sure to take a lot of pictures along the way.
listen, it sounds like you're gonna do the belt, right? And let me tell you, because you're gonna really have a good time with this. If you do what you say you're gonna do, it's gonna be a blast. Because I'll tell you, I watched No Regretskis parade that thing around everywhere we went. He wouldn't even like we go to the gas station just to pick up like something stupid, and he'd bring it right in. Everyone's looking at him, and he goes, "Up, Swift Pups, 239 champs," and he would literally just say that to strangers, all over the city, all over Philadelphia, all over New Jersey, it's everywhere we went, Connecticut, Boston, didn't matter. The whole East Coast swing, he just brought the belt in everywhere. Chinese restaurants, didn't matter. So it was funny. Casino, we were, in the casino in Foxwoods, just sitting at the roulette table. He's got the belt strapped over his shoulder. Just, what's going on,
This
champion?
is all my dreams. I mean,
Yeah,
it seems like he's already
it's
done it,
ignorant.
but I'm gonna try to do it
It's ignorant.
harder. That's that's
Yeah, the
all.
thing is you're older, right? So you can do it harder. You couldn't do the whole, well, I guess you could have done a stripper thing. I don't know why we didn't think of that. But you know, he could
If you get
definitely
in with the belt, that'll be surprising. So I'd have to question the strip club you're bringing it into, but that's just
Oh yeah, that's a thing. You think about that?
me.
I mean, I don't know how trashy or not trashy these East Coast clubs are.
I'm sure you
It
can
all
Um,
find
I've
depends.
never been out there.
one.
Not that I know.
I
I'm
mean,
just saying it all depends.
I mean, I think money cures all, though. I mean, I think with enough money, you could do a lot of bullshit with this belt.
You're gonna make it
Just be like,
rain on
listen, my
that
name's
shit, huh?
Charles, and I'm 239 champion. And they'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Listen, little team called Chili Con Carnage, never heard of us? Well, we were in roughshod all over the league and then, won the whole thing. So if you could just let us in real quick, that's just kind of how you got to play it off.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right.
hopefully I
Having a
can get
boring
free
time
shit
with it.
out of it too.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Get the belt to lap dance, dude. There you go. Just
Hey,
Yeah,
I,
man.
lay the belt on the couch and just let it go.
Co- Cody, if I get too crazy out there though, if you're listening, if you're out there, don't let me into a fucking pawn shop though. If I lose my ass in Atlantic City, I want anything
Yeah.
to happen to the fucking belt.
Listen, I have
Oh
receipts
shit!
of how much this belt is worth now, especially with all the engravings and plates. So I have receipts, man. I'm gonna hit you up. Um, yeah, don't get our belt stolen. Who knows, man? We always talk about getting a new one someday, but we're not there yet. If you fucks would buy more 239 merchandise, we could do it quicker. That'd be a thing. Speaking of merchandise, that brings me to Dom Silva. Dom Silva has the number one pick, as far as I know, unless that's changed. So how's he gonna fuck this one up, Sober?
I don't know, but I guess there's a trade that's going around, but Dom is refusing to say what it is.
He's such a cuck.
Right?
You know? Ah, Jesus. Okay. Well, I'll hit him up privately, see what I can dig out. Oh, wait, he listens to these? Ooh.
Mm.
What do you think he's going to do, man? He's going to get rid of it? He's going to keep it? He's going to make a dumb pick? What's he going to do?
I was already throwing out that he's taking Kayla with it, but
If he takes Kaylee with the number one pick, I quit the league. You'll never see me again. I
I
swear.
don't
That's
think
it.
I
I will
don't
stop showing up for shows.
I
I'm done.
don't.
That'll be it.
He's definitely going offense with his first pick. My guess would be, just quickly looking at the sheet. Um, I'm gonna go out on a huge limb here and say he's taking either his center or a left winger. And I would probably lean towards the center. Which one was on my team last season?
I'm waiting for you to say a name.
I would lean towards Webb with the first pick. That'd be my thoughts on where.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. That's kind of who I have him pegged to take. Makes the most sense. I don't know if he's playing D or forward. Who knows? But either
Either
way,
way.
solidify the middle.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, wait.
Uh-oh.
I got sidetracked. Pogs. Uh, you were going to be the first champion in 239 history to not
Oh,
defend
shit.
the fucking title. Explain yourself. So like you will not be I mean, you might win it again, but you won't be on the belt again. Back to back.
I won't. All right. So this is what had happened. So it's kind of half my fault, and it's kind of half all your best friends, the admin's fault. So
Oh,
I don't
no
like
shit.
anybody. I just want to throw that out there. Yeah, I don't like anybody. So
I'll kind of explain. So it's kind of my fault because when they were inquiring about captains for next year, and this is a month ago they started this, or over a month ago they started this, right? So we're right in the heat of what's going on, or right about to start playoffs, something like that. And I said, hey, this is what it is. I've got a busy summer. I've got some dates I'd miss. I know that we worked kind of around Figo's schedule this year, but I said I'd like to captain again in the future, but I said I'll captain this year if we win the championship, so I can defend my belt. I said that's what I've said. I've said it in a couple email threads. I've said it in our captain's chat. I said if we win the belt, I'll be there to defend my title. So I've said this. However, where it's
I'll be playing the role
kinda-
of Yambag momentarily, by the way. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, go ahead. On the other side of the coin, it seemed like things were really getting accelerated this season. As far as getting the draft pool closed and getting people, and I understand, we have to wrap the season up before fucking 19 comes out, but it seemed like they wanted a more definitive answer, and when they rolled out the captains, obviously I wasn't on there. We were in the middle of the playoffs, so yeah, I think they announced maybe round 2 or last round.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I mean, they can't sit around and wait for me. But I was hoping to be able to defend the belt if I won it, but I wasn't trying to get ahead of myself and say, oh, we're going to win it, so sign me up. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what happened. That's kind of why I'm not a captain this season.
I'll dumb it down for you. If you want, I'll just dumb it down for you. They weren't dealing with wishy-washy shit.
Yeah.
And that's like no offense, it's just like they did a lot of work to make sure that the right people got in place this time. and to have no failures, and you wouldn't have been a failure, by the way. No one thinks that. Obviously, you've proved yourself many times. It's not that. It was just like, look, this has to be set in stone. This has to be done now. No more, I might miss some dates. No more, blah, 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 blah. It was just a matter of let's just get it done and put the best list out there we possibly can. And that's all that was. So, like, I think from the admin standpoint, that's probably your answer. Like, it
Yeah,
was a little too
and you can't,
wishy-washy. That's all.
right, and you can't. I mean, I can't blame anybody for it or whatever. You know, I just said, it wasn't. I guess my point. It wasn't for like lack of desire,
Yeah, sure.
to do it again. I just knew, I didn't want to fully commit. Knowing I was going to have a little bit of a beat up schedule, and probably if I didn't win it this year, I wasn't going to feel like captaining. So that's why I said, I'd love to do it again if I win the belt. But if not, I probably don't want to do it again this season. And that's fine.
And
I mean,
yeah.
and that's just kind of how it worked out. And it's not, like I said, it is what it is, but
that falls
just,
under the guys that say like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it if you need me to." No, no, no. That's not an answer. Well, if you really need one, I'll do it. No, 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 thanks. Like there've been a bunch of guys who said that, and it's just like, nope,
I used to say
nope.
it. No,
We
I
need someone who
don't.
just, yeah, you should just say no. You're smart though. You did the George Costanza thing. You just wanted and left, just left on top.
No, I defended
So that
it
was.
and then lost. But remember that?
Oh, that's right. You did defend it once. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But never again.
No.
so somebody will be able to. I'm going to gift one of the 13 guys the opportunity to win the belt next year, and I won't repeat. So,
Wow.
drug Dom, Tamp, Smack, Regreski, Schwartz, Marty, Jelly, Yam, Stoey, Tail Daly, and Cortez. You're welcome. You don't have to contend with me next year.
Good Lord, man. Do you hear this guy, Sober? He gets a little taste.
There's a little bit.
Yeah,
That's the way
I
it
like
happens,
it, though.
though.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, the other thing, too, is, by the way, that belt, I just got it like a day ago, 2 days ago, when I sent you the picture. That's when I got it. It's gonna go to the boys, what's today? Today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. Probably Monday. Probably Monday. I'll swing it by there on Monday, and they're usually pretty good. They have it done by, end of week, sometimes even sooner. So by the end of next week, that thing will be on its way to Illinois, man.
That's what I like to
Illinois,
hear.
That's a cheap one.
Yeah.
That's a cheap.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'm not taking the bait. I almost did. Did you hear me? I almost fucking took that bait. I'm not doing it. Nope. Nope. We're letting that go. We're going to let that go.
Well, anyways,
That Pogs, man, so you're going to enjoy it.
there's a damn trade that's being made, but it's not being released.
Right now?
So, yeah. Yeah, that's still the one that we're waiting for Dom to say, but he says he's waiting for being finalized.
Break it. Break the news.
I know. We're trying to break news live. We got
This
like 10 minutes
this
left
is
in
my
the show.
favorite
once-
part of captaining is
Yep.
draft pick trading.
Oh,
Well,
and,
I
and
need
for
to
once,
know.
and for once, there isn't a captain on the show, so we can't get any insider shit like we normally could. Normally, there's a captain
Yeah.
that accidentally leaks something,
Yeah, you know what? Hold on, man. I might have some sources while we got like 9 minutes here.
There you go.
I'll pick up the old. I'll get on the horn, as they say, as the old people say.
There you go.
Let's see what we got here.
Read it all aloud.
Well, what else you got while I'm doing
For that
this?
either. Yeah. So, scouting, obviously that's the thing. People are already fucking out there scouting like motherfuckers. I want to play puck tonight, and I would love it if I didn't have to play goalie, but I am pretty sure I'm going to be relegated to playing goalie if I play tonight at all. So there's that.
You're already getting typecasted again, man.
I
You're a
think
goalie
so.
now. Is that what it is?
I think so. But to be honest, I played a couple of games of Ford, and my shit's so fucking off playing Ford right now. Like, but I want to play it more again after. So let me tell you, man, playing goalie, holy shit! I know it was only one season, and all that shit. That shit is stressful, and if you're competitive at all, and you get those goals that you can't do shit about, oh my god, does it piss you the fuck off? Like I
No, I'm
literally
sure.
shattered. I count two controllers. I shattered. But the old school ones that you just have laying around that you don't ever use again. I grabbed one. I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I heard Mac North one night. We were playing. He was not having a good night, and this is just fuck around shit too. This wasn't league. It was just messing around, and he's talking to his son, and I hear him go, oh, "Hold on a second, buddy. All right, yeah, all right, buddy. Hold on 1 second." And then all of a sudden, you just hear smashing, just banging, clanging. Daddy, what are you doing? Oh, the button was broken. I guess he threw the controller in the sink and hit it with a hammer over and over again.
I kind of like the video that I took to my one controller with a sledgehammer. That was fun.
Oh yeah,
Took it outside and took a
yeah,
sledgehammer. That was great. But yeah, it gets so frustrating because I mean, so playing forward, well, especially with the connection shit, right? Playing forward, I've played games that had like button delay and all that crap before playing forward. It sucks, but you could get around it, right? Um,
hmm
Playing
much
goalie,
easier than goalie.
yeah, playing goalie. If you have any delay, like I was having it where like literally my goalie would warp. Like I'd hit over and my goalie would be standing still. And next thing I know, he'd be on the other side of the net. Like you can't.
Miserable.
Yeah, and then the other thing about the whole goalie thing is 90% of the time you're relying on animations. If your goalie's gonna make the right animation to make the save, like
Right.
you could be positional, you can do all that shit, but your goalie might still lay it, or your goalie will fall down for whatever reason. Like it's really really frustrating, but at the same time it's fun as hell too. Like stat packing
Yeah.
somebody. Like I think I did that twice this season, and I got a chuckle out of it. It was great. I was like, oh fuck! Half the time I took out my whole team by doing it, but it still made me giggle.
Hear that ability? Somewhere ability smiling.
Right, right.
Loving it. Well, I mean, boys, that about does it for me, man. I
You
got
didn't get the breaking
no
shit.
one's answering me. He's not answering me, man. My source sucks. It's the worst. Um,
Okay, so somebody traded a pick for some other pick at some point in time. You know, how fucked up is that gonna be? So with that new draft shit, right? And from
yep.
what I hear, it's only the third round that really changes it all, right?
No.
Because I thought it was the first two rounds were typical. The third round goes back to the how the fuck. No, I just totally confused myself because I had it pegged.
Yeah, let me.
I had it pegged.
It made a lot of sense
For
when I read it,
yeah.
and it was actually really good. I liked it. And now it's been so long since I read it. I don't. Ugh. I thought it went snake normal, and then it flopped. It completely switched,
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Like in the first two
and then snake
rounds.
again, then switched back. Right. It's a really like so like 3 and 4 like mirrored the opposite way. So you'd go back to one, but one wouldn't get a rat pick. I don't think the second time, or would he? No, he would once,
Yep,
right?
yep, but not the second
And then
time
it,
through.
right, something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and it just flip flops the order.
So in a way, does that lessen the first overall pick, or does it make it better having the first overall pick? Because you know how before, if you had the first overall pick, then you wouldn't draft until what the last pick of
Yeah, I don't want to run my mouth because I'm questioning how it all works now. I have Hugh Laurie would be the guy to ask me, and he set it up. And again, when I read it 2 months ago when he proposed it, it made sense. I was like, oh yeah, and everybody loved it. So like, yeah, let's just get it done. Um,
Because the only
but
thing I took out of it was back when I actually understood it. To me, it seemed like it took the how do you say, the luck of getting the first pick out of it. Like it makes up for you having the first pick in the back end. That makes sense. It kind of evens out the picks more than the typical snake.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. My source is
Oh,
he's yeah, that's fine. I was gonna close the show out, man, but I think I might have something here. I don't know.
beat
Um,
Tom to it. Beat Tom to it.
yeah, that's why he loves breaking trades, man. I kind of want to be that guy, but it's
He's like, I'll be posting the trade on the chat profile.
well, I don't want to keep you holding too long, man. Pogs, you got any final thoughts for the evening?
Hi, everybody's great. I'm great. You're great. Everything's wonderful. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think this is how everything's supposed to feel, right? Like I, I don't know. I'll die a happy man now.
It is good, man. It's good. It's really good to, especially it's a really competitive league, dude, right? So, um, okay, I do have a little trade break here, just so you know.
Oh, there you go. Get it. F you, Dom.
Uh, well, this actually
It includes Dom?
this, this actually isn't Dom Silva. It
No,
looks like
I'm saying F Dom because he's the one that wants to break it, but he's not going to be able to. So go for it.
well, it looks like Daly and Thamps are doing a deal here. Um, yeah, this is just tentative, and I think it's going down. Thamps trades 8, 19, 32, 58, and 73.
Jesus
And
Christ. You're
Daly gives,
trading.
I know. I know. It looks like they're trading whole drafts almost. Daly gives up 5, 22, 35, 61, and 70. So essentially, this is something really similar to what me and Mac North did last year. Like Thamps moves up 3 spots,
Mm-hmm.
Daly moves down 3, but then Daly moves up 3 everywhere else.
Yeah.
He goes from
It makes
22 to
sense.
19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 35 to 32, 61 to 58, 73 to 70.
It makes sense for somebody like Tamps to do something like that. I mean, as a, getting an, I know that he had to carry the bulk of the load last year. Yeah, being able to probably get an elite scorer at the 5 spot where you probably can't get it at the 8 spot.
So that
Um,
means he's going Russ at the 5 spot. Now
That's
that Russ is
possible.
no longer being a captain.
Yeah, that's possible.
And I
Yeah,
can
so
see
this
that's
way,
why he moved up.
yeah, Daly's gonna. Okay, I did screw one part of it up. Daly actually moves down from 70 to 73, but he moves up everywhere else, 2, 3, and 5. You know, he moves
70th
back in
pick.
round
Who
1 and
cares if
round
you move
5,
down 3?
6, whatever. That's what I mean. That's pretty negligible at that point. So Daly loves to do these things. I've seen him do it in the past. He moves up just a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, and it helps him make future moves too. So
Yeah.
I don't hate that. Um,
On either side.
and listen, man, I just wanna close it out here, and I want to welcome somebody to the admin team, man.
Oh,
Can I do
Jesus.
that? Can I break that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, he's been helping out the team now for a couple of months. Just he has not been an admin per se, But this is one of those things where they brought him in there to help with some things that they knew he could help with, and he's been doing a really good job with it. And it's to the point now where he's just been back there in the chat for so long that they're just like, fuck it. He did the whole what I did. He just tried to leave, and it's too late. You've seen too much. You know too much. So welcome Mac North to the admin team. Officially, they don't let him leave, so they're just gonna call him one. That's what it is. He's kind of white vanned. That's how it happens. You just get white vanned into it. So Mac's been doing a ton of work for the league, behind the scenes, quietly, and they love the guy. So it's official, man. He's a go-to. So you need something not listened to, you just tell Mac North from now on, and we're good to go. So welcome to the squad, Mac. That's it. That's all I got. At least I broke a trade and an admin ad. I like
There you
that.
go. Way to be an admin.
Yeah. I was just doing admin things. Well, that's it, man. Maybe next week they'll have a throwdown. Maybe they won't. Probably they won't. Probably just still just high on life, and that's it.
Word.
That's it. Good season.
Yeah,
See y'all
so
in a
great
few
job
weeks.
again, Pogs, and also to Figo and the boys. Everybody did a good job this year, man, and looking forward to the summer season, see what that brings. Hopefully everybody can just relax and take the game for what it is, a giant piece of shit, and we'll get through it, and hopefully 19's better.
And damn it, drug.
Oh, yeah, what a mess. Actually, what a disaster.
Pack it up.
Pack it up. What a fucking disaster. He's at the bar just drinking. What a nightmare. All right, boys. Thanks
All right,
for tuning
guys.
in. Have a good week.
Take it easy.